All right, you guys come to the top of your mat and look down at your feet. You want to look at the space between your second toe and your third toe and try to point that line directly forward. Well, I should say first, actually, big toes to touch. You're rooting the base of the big toe down, and then look at the space from the second toe to the third toe. Point that directly forward. This will work for most of our feet, right? Like all of us are different, but mostly. There's going to be a little bit of distance between the heels from there, and then just keep on gluing the base of the big toes down, pinky toe ball mounts down, heaviness in the heels, and then just rest your arms long by the side. You can turn the palms to face in if it's comfortable to go a little bit more forward to get a little bit of external rotation in the arm and the shoulder. Feel free, it's preference. You don't have to go like big, wide open. It's something easy. Start to relax your eyes down and go to the feeling of your breathing, the felt sense experience of the breath. With the big toe knuckle, ball mound, I'm using those interchangeably. I mean the ball mound of the foot, big toe, heavying down. Let your inner thighs spin back a bit. That's gonna pop your butt a little bit. That's okay, let that happen, you'll get used to that. Sides of the navel lift up, side ribs lift up, collarbone, chest is open, soft shoulders, soft throat, just to start, soft jaw, soft eyes. And then just start to really follow that exhalation. So you're signaling to the body and the nervous system that you're getting ready to practice and you're already practicing. So you follow the exhale more than you typically would in just like your everyday, I'm on to the next thing, on to the next thing, on to the next thing life. Try to make your exhale like 2 times longer. With your inhale, just go nice and slow. You want to especially go slower at the top of the inhale breath. It's like filling a cup of water. You go slower at the top so you don't overly fill. And then when you feel ready, if the eyes were closed, you can blink your eyes open. Reach your arms forward to the front of the room so your shoulder blades separate apart. Let the shoulder blades keep separating as you inhale. Reach the arms up. Let the head drop back a little bit. And then as you exhale, arms out and down. And then do that again. Inhale, arms go forward first. Space between the blades the blades spread apart. You get a lot of space between the blades and the spine. This creates room for your head to drop back. When you reach up, the back of the heart lifts towards the front of the heart. Exhale, arms go out and then down. Again, breathe in, arms forward. Spread the blades apart, keep them apart. As you reach up, let the head go back. You can arc back any amount, don't go crazy. Exhale, arms out, down, 5 more. Three. is when the arms are overhead and we're back bending, the shoulder blades spread apart. If the arms are long by the side and you're back bending, that's when the shoulder blades come together and down. So here the back bend is right when your arms are overhead. Keep the blades wide, let the head go back. Also, when you're back bending, your heart is traveling in the opposite direction that you're going, right? So if I go, I'm going back, my heart is going forward. Fold when you're ready. Exhale. Widen the feet apart a little bit if you need to. About 3 breaths here. And just start to kind of switch into being the observer, so that, right, like there's the seeker and then there's the seer. We want to go towards the seer. So we can just watch what we're craving, watch what we're seeking, and just know that this is something I'm craving, this is something I'm seeking, but I can just observe it, and I don't actually have to go get it or go do it, because, I don't know, sometimes, if you're like me, some of those things are a little self-sabotagey. So back up a bit. You're the observer. You're the observer of the thoughts. You're not the thinker. You're not the doer. You're the observer of that who wants, or that which wants to do, or something, you know? We're going to take a really, really gentle twist here. So, feet about hips width distance. Reach your right fingertips. Actually, let's go left side. You're going to see this side first. Left fingertips forward. And then bring your right elbow. Knees can bend very generously. Hook the right elbow to the outside of the left lower leg. And then place the fingertips down. I like fingertips back. You might like fingertips towards the left foot. The wrist pointing to the left. And then from here, you can either just keep bending both knees and look underneath your left armpit, and then it's more of just revolving. But if you just only bend your right knee and straighten the left leg, and then look under the left armpit, it becomes a little bit more of an outer hip. So either both knees bent or just right knee bent, left leg straight. You're breathing breath, breathe life into your left lung. Look underneath the left armpit, let it turn a little, keep that head relaxed. One more breath. Good, and then just gently come back through center. Same thing, second side. Right fingertips reach long in front of you. You can always put a block underneath those fingertips. Hook the left elbow to the outside of the right leg as best you can, and then right fingertips down on the ground. Do what's most comfortable, fingertips back, forward, to the right foot, it's up to you. Bend either both knees, you can start with that. Look underneath your right armpit, let it revolve. Or you could just go right leg straight, left knee bent, and then it's a little more outer right hip here. 3 breaths, roof of the mouth lifts up. Breathe breath and life into right lung. Really, the whole body gets the breath. It's like you're filling up a balloon. You're the big balloon. 1. Good. All right, ditch it. Step back to down dog. Hands spreading out real wide, sear the pointer finger down, sear the thumb knuckle down, sear the base of the thumb down, tricep back, armpits are open, front ribs in, heels nice and heavy, tailbone heavy to the heels. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pull your hands back towards you as you come to high plank. Compress, compress. Just tap the knees down so you give the belly a good squeeze. Keep pulling the hands back so you can just kind of really lightly tap the knees here. Down dog. Exhale. Good. Again, pull the hands back towards you. High plank. You tap the knees down. Close the frontal hip point to the front rib. Dog. Exhale. Again. Pull the hands back. Tap the knees down. Collarbone is open. Dog. Exhale. Let's go 2 more. One. Compress, compress, compress. Front line of body nice and little. Down dog. Exhale. Little wasn't the right word. I don't like when I just kind of say things like that. I mean, what I'm talking about is front rib to frontal hip, compressing, closing, right? It does get shrinked. But we're here to make ourselves bigger. All right. High plank. Feet hips width. Heels are going to the left. Right arm reaches up. Inhale. Keep pushing into your left hand. Turn your left bicep meat to the front of the room. Right arm overhead. Side bend it here. Breathe in. Good. And then we're coming to the right forearm for forearm side plank. Right hand, right forearm down. Heels to the right. Left arm goes up. Push the right forearm down. Breathe in. Hips up. Top arm all the way overhead. Side bend it. Bring the feet into the party. Nice. And then forearm plank. Same thing here. Close the frontal hip point to the front rib. You're trying to knit them together. Front ribs towards the back ribs. Belly button towards the front of the abdominal wall. Nice. And then drop it down. Take a little sphinx here. A sleepy one though. Pivot. There I go with the little again. Pivot your forearms in. Interlace the hands. And then just start to let the chest fall in between the arm bones. Let the head go. Blades can kind of slide together here. A few breaths. Easy. Observe. Like for me today, I'm kind of like living in with a lot of my neuroses are coming up today. So it's me observing all those things. I don't need to be seduced by the mind stuff, right? Because that's what the mind will do. It will try to seduce us and then make us believe all the stories that it's saying when it's just not true. One more breath. Good, and then some Sphinx rolls here. So you can either roll onto the knees or you can roll to the tops of the feet. I don't think I've ever done these with you guys or taught these with you. I get them from Marina. So chin is at the chest. You start to pull your forearms back. Chin comes in, ribs come in, belly comes in. Lift the hips up. You're on the knees. Good, and then you come back down, thighs down, pelvis down, pull the forearms back, chest goes forward, head comes up, inhale, and then exhale, chin comes in, front ribs come in, belly starts to lift, pelvis lifts, thighs lift, push your forearms a bit down on that one, right, blades are spreading, and then thighs down, pelvis down, pull the reins on the horse back, chest up, maybe chin up. So you can stick with those, chin to chest, forearms push forward, front ribs come in. You can totally keep the knees down or maybe roll to the tops of the feet, push the forearms forward when you come up, and then lower the leg, the pelvis, pull the hands back. I kept saying hands, I mean forearms. Maybe chin up. 2 more.
So it's just like how when you cat-cow, on the cat, you're pushing your forearms forward. Oh, I mean the hands.
Right now we're on the forearms. But when you cat in a tabletop, you're pushing the hand forward and down. When you cow, you're pulling the hand back.
So you lifting up here, that's the cat.
Your pelvis down, chest through, that's the cow. 1 more, actually. Good, all right, and then rest. Take a cobra, or if you want an up dog, go for it. Bicep turns forward, tricep back. You can look over your shoulders, rock a little side to side. Let's go, extended child's pose, exhale. Knees wide, hip to the heel, rest the chest, rest the head. And right now, your spine is in extension, so this is a little back bend. Let your tailbone float up as you extend. The collarbone, the sternum's forward, open armpits, breathe in.
Breathe out. Nice down dog.
Open armpits, front rib in towards the back rib.
Tailbone towards the heels. Crown of the head pointing to the hands.
Shoulder blades keep spreading out wide. Nice high plank, inhale. Feet hips width. Second side, heels right. Left arm goes up, right bicep meat turns forward. Give it a lot of base to lift up your top arm overhead, breathe in. Coming down to the left forearm for the forearm side plank. Left hand, forearm down, heels go left. Right arm up, keep turning left bicep meat a little bit forward. Right arm all the way overhead, hips up, let it side bend. Good. Forearm plank, you got 3, 2, nice 1, hips down, lower the chest. All right, some scorpion rolls. Right hand under the right shoulder, left arm out to the left. Take like a 90-degree bend, or you can go a little straighter than that, definitely not more bent than that. With your left arm, turn your left palm towards you. That's gonna turn your forearm, like bottom of left forearm meet towards the face. It's gonna turn your left bicep a little forward, and it's gonna slide the lowest part of your left shoulder blade into the low ribs. Lift the chest up, lift the right thigh up. Take a breath in, and then as you exhale, you're gonna roll over to the left. You can like slide the arm a little bit over. You gotta create some space from the elbow to the left shoulder. It's all good if the head is lifted here. Some people that just kind of happens naturally too. Keep participating in the left hand breath in the mid ribs. Spread the toes out. Good, and then this is like a 2-dimensional axis. So you got back of heart towards the front of heart. Think of the back of the heart moving away from your left elbow. If it becomes too much, do less. Work from what is available. And then center. Try the other side. Right arm, 90-degree out to the right. Walk the elbow a little in front of the shoulder. Turn your right palm in towards you. Right thumb is up. Right forearm meet towards the face. Right bicep turns up really just a little bit. Collarbone opens, right shoulder blade slides down the back into the low ribs. Left hand under the left shoulder. Lift the left thigh. Lift the chest. Breathe in. Good. And then as you roll over to the right, remember, slide the right arm a little over. So you clear some space for you to fall into.
Elbow away from the armpit. If you need to come out of it, readjust, come back in, do your thing. Keep participating in the right hand. Roof of the mouth up as you breathe. Back of heart towards the front of the heart. Let the spine really get into it. This is a back bend. One more breath. Nice. And then come back through center. Another low cobra or the up dog. Just a neutralizing back bend. Breathe in. Down dog. Breathe out. Legs together. Right leg back and up. Inhale. Bend it, yawn it open. Exhale. Take a circle or two. Left heel up. Breathe in. Low lunge. Breathe out. Right foot lightly between the hands. Back knee comes down. Preference, either left toes stay tucked or untucked. Start with the fingertips on the ground. See how you're doing. Then you can walk the hands to the right thigh. Good, and then if you want, arms reach forward, right? Spread the blades apart, and then up. Keep the blades spreading apart. When your blades spread apart, then you have room to drop the head back. 3. Twist it. Left elbow, right thigh. Keep your left knee down. Palms together. It's just 3. Good. Ditch the twist. If you need more time in these, don't let me rush you. Hands to the ground, long pyramid. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Shift the hips back. Bow, fold over the right leg. Breathe out. Right hip up. Left hip down. Right ribs a little up. Left ribs a little down. It's very subtle. Good, and then soften through your right leg. Place the hands to the ground. 3-legged dog. Inhale. Bend the knee, lift the thigh. Yawn it open. Wild thing, easy here. Lift the left heel up. Turn the left heel to the left, just drop it. And then tap your right toes down behind you. If you need to readjust, readjust. Left leg is straight on this one. Right knee is bent. And then hips lift up. Pelvis up, head back. Turn your left bicep meet forward. Keep your left shoulder blade on your back. One more inhale. Ooh, I already took this one today. Feels way better second time around. Exhale, bring it home. We'll meet in down dog. Inhale. Exhale. So gonna just see how quick can you turn it all down. Like they did this study on Buddhist monks where they watched their brain waves, and when they sounded an alarm, all of their brain waves were like going crazy, right? Like alarms are alarming. And then once the alarm stopped, the monks were able to get their brainwaves like way back level,
Just easy. And that's through practice. So see how much, like, how you can bring it down. Follow that out breath. When in doubt, breathe out. Emma, if you're watching this, I got that from you yesterday. You posted that on, like, Sarah's thing. Second side. Left leg back up. Breathe in. Bend the knee. Lift the thigh. Yawn it open. Breathe out. Circle-de-dirk-de-dirk. Right heel up. Inhale. Low lunge. Exhale. Back knee down. Start with the fingertips down. See how it is. Breathe. Then you can go hands to thighs. See how it is again. Breathe. When you reach your arms up, forward, spread the blades. Then up. Blades are spread. Head has room to go back. Then from here, you try to reach the lowest part of the outer shoulder blade up to the outer elbow. Twist, exhale, easy. Back knee stays down. Good, hollow that belly out. Try to really pull like the lowest part of the abdomen, which is right at the top line of the hip points, in. Good, and then it's going to be the long pyramid. Back toes tuck, back knee up, shift back, bow and fold, exhale. Just keep observing, keep practicing. No, you're not getting seduced by the thought. It's just a thought. Soften through the left knee, hands to the ground, three-legged dog. Left leg back up, breathe in. Bend it, yawn it, breathe out. Good. Heel comes up. Drop the right heel to the right, wild thing. Left toe step down. Right leg is straight. Turn your right bicep meat to the front of the room. Right shoulder blades slide down into the low ribs. Pelvis up, head back. Left arm back, L shape of right hand down. Bring it home when you're ready. Even in down dog, right? This has caused me injury throughout the years. This whole, here I am in down dog. So mobile in the shoulders. So that's why if you kind of back up out of that, front rib in, tailbone to the heels, shoulder blades spread wide apart, and then the crown of the head pointing to the hands. That's the same thing we were practicing when we're going arms forward first, then up. Keep the shoulder blades wide, then there's room for your head. Right, so here, like my arms are in front of my head. It's not head behind my arms, unless I'm like going for that, but at that point, this point in my practice, that's just violent. Right leg up, breathe in. We're going warrior 2. Take an inhale, exhale, right forearm, right thigh. And then we're gonna go for a half bind. So left arm out to the left, palm is down. Left arm forward all the way overhead. And then bend it, flop the forearm down. Grab the back of the right thigh meat or some clothing there. Good. Hug the hip forward. Back of the heart to the front of the heart. Maybe head goes a little bit back. We're looking at the back wall too. Don't force anything crazy in your neck here. It's like so much of a game of how can my head harmonize with my chest. Good. All right, front leg goes straight. Pull up, parallel the feet, interlace the hands at the low back. Blades come together, pull the fist down, get taller, chest lifts up, inhale, fold, exhale. Any amount, knees can always bend.
With the chest expansion arms, all you gotta do is shoulder blades together, lift the pinky side edge of the hand up. And then a little more weight in the front of the foot.
Good. All right, ditch the grip. We're coming back up to stand, going into a triangle. Right toes turn forward, left toes turn in a little bit. Right arm reaches forward, slide the hip back. Right hand down, maybe on a block. Left arm reaches up. 5. Top arm all the way overhead, overhead, overhead. Place the hand. We're going another wild thing. Right leg backing up. Breathe in. Bend it. Yawn it. Breathe out. If you don't want it, don't take it. You could always like half pigeon here or something. Left heel up. Heel to the left. Flip it over. Take your time. You can always sit down. Left leg long. Right knee bent. Scoop it up. Left bicep meet forward. Shoulder blade stays on the back. Pelvis up, head back. Bring it home. Flow or skip. And then home stretch here. Left foot stepping forward. Warrior 2. I had a few thoughts through this. One of them was, oh, I missed a Warrior 1 in the first thing we were going through. 2 was, if you read my newsletter last week, I'm moving to Brooklyn. And I'm going to be live streaming a bunch of classes, and I'm super excited to live practice with you people. Because, like, talking to the computer is great, talking to myself, but I want to connect with you. If you watch these practices, if you practice extended side angle, forearm thigh, half bind it, right arm out, forward, good, bend, flop down, grab left thigh, meet or anywhere. Use this left arm to keep your left thigh to the left. Hug the pelvis forward. Lengthen from the belly button to the sternum. Chin can always go away from the chest. Head might go back, or just look back, or look down. 2 more breaths. What was I saying? Oh, stand. Front leg straight, parallel the feet. And you can either go hands to the back for the back bend or another chest expansion. Up to you. Breathe in, get taller. Breathe out, fold.
I know many of you practice to these practices. Please shoot me an email or a DM or just something to let me know that you've been practicing to them. I want to know. Let me know. Ditch it.
You can always work triangle from the ground up. So you would just go left toes forward, turn the right heel out a little, toes in, hand down, arm up. But if you want to, you stand, pivot the feet, left arm forward, slide the hip back, down and then up, right? Because like the pose always pulls us down a little, right? This is just how gravity works. So you gotta pull yourself up. Tailbone nice and heavy, kind of wrap it, scoop it up into your own body. Lengthen pelvic bone, navel, sternum, through the throat. 1. Top arms all the way overhead, give it a good side bend. Right hand comes down, 3-legged dog. Left leg back and up, bend it, yawn it open. Heel lifts, heel over to the right. Wild thing. For me, like it's a lot of the time a game of, am I on the outer edge of the right foot? How's my hip feel? Should I go toes back? And just kind of play with where you have those right toes. Right blade on the back. Bicep meet forward. Pelvis up, head back. And then bringing it home. Give it a breath or two. Neutralize it out. Hands pushing forward. Blades spreading wide. Open armpits, front ribs in. You know this. Tailbone heavy to the heels. Top of thigh away from the abdomen. Alrighty. Go to the top. Ooh. Grab the blocks if you have them. Let's set up a supported fish. 2 blocks. Where's my other block? So it's either the block under your head at the highest height or the medium height. And then the block that goes in between the blades or rest on the blades is at either medium or low. So you create a ramp. If the block under the head is the high height, the other block's going to be medium. If the block under the head is the medium height, the other block's going to be the low height. The higher the height, the more like intensity. If you don't have blocks, no worries. Maybe like a bolster underneath you. Let some chest opening happen. Same thing here. The back of the heart will lift to the front of the heart. And just like let the blocks kind of adjust around as you need them to, or you adjust the blocks around. Unfortunately, they won't adjust around on their own. You adjust them. Follow the out breath. And think about the Buddhist monks after their brain waves are all like skyrocketing around from the alarm sounding, and the alarm it stops. Or, I bet even when the alarm is sounding, they're trying to just be that observer, following the out breath. And there's so many techniques for it, but all you got to do is follow the exhale. Just take it nice and slow. Keep signaling to the nervous system, it's safe here. There is no threat. Although there might be the challenge, you can hold this because it is safe here.
In this moment, there is no pressure from anything else that is put onto you. There is no one asking anything of you. Inhale, let come. Exhale, let go. All you need is you. That's what practice always brings me back to. It's like, oh, hey, baby girl, it's just me and you. Go easy on yourself. Give yourself some grace. I'm not sure I knew that. Like for the first few years of my practice, it really, it takes time to train the mind, time to develop the tools to regulate the nervous system. Because most of us are just kind of not taught to. Just 5 more breaths. If you can't even imagine getting off the blocks, please feel free to just stay. Like when the nervous system is so in it, you're just so relaxed, you're in this depth of relaxation. When the rest is deep, just leave it. Stay there. Otherwise, it's just going to be figure 4 and twist. You can always do the figure 4 at the wall. Start with either the left foot on the ground or left foot on the wall. You would want to make sure that the knee and the hip are stacked if you're putting the foot on the wall. Right ankle, left thigh. You want to use the placement of the foot on the thigh to help turn your right thigh. So you're externally rotating. Think of right inner thigh meat coming towards your face. And you use the right shin a bit for that. Maybe lift the left foot, interlace the hands behind the thigh, left knee towards left shoulder. Keep spinning that right inner thigh meat towards the face and a little bit out. Keep this right inner thigh externally rotating as you go figure 4 twist. Left foot comes down, lift the hips, move them a little to the right, drop the figure 4 over to the left. If you're at the wall, you can just rest your left shin on the baseboard of the wall. I like left hand to the top of the right foot to pressurize and anchor it down. And there's not much of a twist here, it's just outer hip. So keep letting this right inner thigh meet, turn towards you and a little bit out. Right arm goes wherever is comfortable. Let the belly breathe. Keep choosing to be the observer. It's a lot of choosing it. My teacher, Masaki, he says a lot, like, how are you demonstrating yoga? Two more breaths. Pelvis brings you back through center. Legs in the air, you can just give them a little shake out. And then second side figure four. Either right foot on the wall or on the ground, left ankle, right thigh, where you're using the push of the foot into the thigh to externally rotate the left thigh. You can even grab the inner thigh meat and kind of pull it towards the face, rotate it manually. Maybe lift the foot, interlace. Like today, I was in here and I heard two people fighting outside. Like, kind of a trigger warning on this. Two people fighting outside, heard horns honking and stuff. And I look out the window and there's one car in front of the other car, and one man has his hand on his side and there's a gun. And he's holding the gun, hasn't taken it out or anything, but the other guy gets back in his car, and then the guy with the gun, who's driving a yellow slug bug, just like starts yelling at this other guy, blah blah blah, you know, just whatever, all the things. And then, I mean, we don't even need to cover what was even said. It was just like, okay, how do I regulate myself so I don't get to that? That doesn't happen to me in traffic. This is a really good example, and I love my New Englanders, but like, this does not happen in Minnesota. The stuff that happens on the road here does not happen. At least in Minneapolis. Maybe in like rural Minneapolis is happening. I mean, I guess I can't say that though. This stuff happens. This stuff happens everywhere. That's a little naive of me to say. Twist it when you're ready. I know people driving there are just like way more chill. You know, people here are like horn honking, like screaming the meanest things outside of their car windows to each other. So like seeing that, it was just like, wow, this was it all ended fine, by the way-ish, I guess. I'm assuming these people were like so unregulated afterwards, as I was too. But the guy who had the gun was yelling at the other guy, explaining like, you have no idea who I am, like, do you want to go home to debt? You know, I'll just stop now. I'm saying all of this, but it was, how do we regulate ourselves?
do we love everyone and tell the truth? How do we work with basic goodness and compassion? I think that we can work with basic goodness by like being nice to other drivers, seeing them as people too. Like, I remember when I was little, I'd just be like, wait, am I the only person who's like actually living this experience? Is this all just a simulation? Like, do other people have these same kind of feelings I'm having? Are they really humans too? Because kind of the way we treat each other doesn't really seem like it. Alright, thanks for listening, you guys. Make your way into Shavasana. Take anything else you need to take before your rest. Maybe legs open in the air for a little bit, or a Supta Baddha. The hips might want to open up. You can always put a block underneath the tailbone with the knees bent or the legs long. Even just from telling that story, I feel my nervous system very hyped up, so follow the out breath. Follow that which already knows. The guys drove off like all fine, by the way. It was like a very short, quick, unregulated interaction. I think that they both learned their lesson, at least from what I saw. I'll leave you here. I'm so glad you were here. Thank you for practicing, listening. And I just share this stuff because this is real. This is just the real stuff. There's nothing perfect happening over here. I hope you all have a beautiful evening, day, whatever you got going on. May you all live with ease and love. And I can't wait to practice with you again.